Well, hey, good morning, everyone. 10:41 Central Time, but we're heading over to the West Coast right now. Yeah, City of Angels, friends. That's LAX right now, and you could see some of those highways to get into the actual airport. Whoo, wow. That is one world of a line. I think I know why, though. It has something to do with an extremely long weekend. Yeah, 3-day weekend, holiday weekend going on here, friends. It's Labor Day weekend, and we're tracking, obviously, some of the busiest airports that we have in the entire country, LAX being one of them. Good news so far, KCI's flights are all on time. It seems like everything is on time right now. We don't even have any major delays or cancellations out there. So that is a plus. But listen, as we go through the morning here, we're not even at the peak getting on the roads or in the skies. That actually starts at about 11 o'clock in the morning. So we've got like another 20 minutes to go just about before we get into a serious situation of, okay, how rough is it going to be out there to get us from point A to point B? So good morning to you. Obviously, you're going to want to know what's going on with the weather as we go right into this holiday. And there is a lot to do if you're deciding to stick to town, right? There's so much happening out there. We've got game after game after game. Baseball, we've got soccer, we've got things going on with the Kansas City Chiefs just before they play next Thursday. It's First Friday. We've got Renfest. We've got the Irish Fest going on. There are so many things to do. I think you and your family are going to have a really, really difficult time trying to pick and choose what to do because I don't think there's going to be enough time to do them all. But that's what's great about the City of Fountains. Always something to do. All right, well, I'm going to give you the rundown of what we can anticipate moving through the rest of today and then what we can expect moving into the weekend weather-wise. That's what I'm going to do for you. All right, so here we go. We're going to first start you off with the water vapor imagery map because this is really showing us what we can anticipate wet weather-wise, feel like temperature-wise. And you see that coloration on the map there? It's like an orange, maybe it's more like a brown in the map there, that coloration. That is extremely dry air to both portions of the lower levels of the atmosphere and portions of the mid levels of the atmosphere. So that is great news when it comes down to lessening the feel-like temperature today. We're not going to see a lot of humidity that would rise with our heat index for this afternoon. That is a plus. Stabilizing our atmosphere, so any of that white or blues that are up around the banner that says water vapor, that's going to be your moisture content, that's going to be your cloud cover, possibly some showers. That will stay to the north, not only for today, but tomorrow and the next day, and most of our Labor Day Monday. We've got some details that we need to discuss on that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move into, we'll go into the temperature trend. I'm going to show you a map of the region and these different colorations on it. And that's going to give you an idea of like where we're going to be above average or below average with our temperatures. This is specifically going into our Saturday forecast. We have the time here at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is just about where we see truly our high temperature of the day. And we're anticipating that even moving through the next several days here as we, we get into September. Hey guys, just a side note here. It's meteorological fall. Yeah, it's kind of happening. Technically, autumnal equinox is happening on the 23rd of September, and it's somewhere like around 1:53 in the morning, but, you know, who's counting? But that being said, it still feels like summer out there because the coloration that we have in the map, you can see the rubric that we've got, that gray color, right, that you would actually see right now down around Joplin, Missouri, or like southern Missouri. That's your normalcy. That means the temperature isn't really budging from the average high for this time of year, right? So for us, you can see that we're in these oranges, a little bits of yellow coloration. That means that we're going to be above average, all right? It's not too aggressive. We're talking mainly around 5 to 10 degrees above the norm, and we're going to be closer to that 10-degree mark out there. So the average high temperature is about 84, 85 degrees. So getting up to about 94, 95, it's looking pretty plausible for us when it comes down to the outlook. But I am very happy to say that when it comes down to the moisture, the humidity in our forecast, it is going to be very low out there, at least to start your holiday weekend. This goes through today, tomorrow, and much of Sunday's forecast. But by Monday, we will get into some moisture content, and there are signs of wet weather. Don't worry, it's all about the timing. And I got to tell you, the timing is kind of sort of perfect for us when it comes down to it. But the moisture content that we do see, at least for today, tomorrow, and Sunday, reflects that the air temperature is just about going to be the heat index, meaning that if we're going to hit 87 degrees today, which is what we anticipate to hit today, then it's going to feel like 87 degrees. But we do pump up these temperatures, and as I said, moving forward into Saturday, we are going to be into the 90s. So I'm going to go right into bypassing Saturday and Sunday's forecast. I'm going to go right on into Labor Day. That's what I'm going to go do right now. All right, so here comes Labor Day, and the temperature is going to be basically at its warmest overall. All right, and so far, I'm happy to say that we actually had an update to this number. Yesterday, if you were with us, we were forecasting for 95 degrees on Labor Day, but we were looking at a little bit more of this moisture content to develop into some cloud cover. So this will actually lift and mix a little bit to the atmosphere instead of the previous heat dome that kept everything at the surface. So you didn't have to, unfortunately, we didn't see a whole lot of cloud cover to help us cool off a bit, and instead we just got crazy humidity. Well, this time around, it's aiding us. We actually do build a few clouds here, and it drops us a couple of degrees. So 93 is what we're anticipating, but the moisture is there, and we do have the feel-like temperature. And I'm going to call that about 98 to the forecast, all right? Definitely a far cry from 120 degrees that we felt last week. So it's much better, but we still have to plan, prepare for inclement heat to the forecast, right? I'm not saying not to go outside. It's most definitely going to be a weekend to be outdoors, 100%. Just make sure you're finding ways to beat the heat, though, still. We want to try to stay cool and hydrated because heat exhaustion and heat stroke can still absolutely happen with these temperatures and even these feel-like temperatures that we're looking at for our Labor Day. But that should be the most aggressive that we see overall. And then you could see that late drizzle threat. Well, I got to tell you, friends, that late drizzle threat is like 11 o'clock at night, moving into early morning of Tuesday, and it really is an isolated opportunity for us for shower activity. I don't even see us really getting into a weak thunderstorm at this point in time. And in fact, we do see rain chances build, but it's trying to build more or less to the short business week. Getting into the school week or whatever you call it, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to actually bring up the Security Bank 10-day forecast. That's what I'm looking for in my thousands of graphics that I use on a daily basis here. Here we go. We're going to start popping that in for you in just a quick second. There it is, first 5 up on the board here. And as you can see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you can see how we start to develop the increase in temperature, but the low 90s start to pop in as early as tomorrow, okay? So the heat's there. The air temperature heat is there. That's above average by almost 10 degrees. However, Saturday's feel-like temperature is like 93, and Sunday's feel-like temperature is like 95. All right, so we're way definitely not off from the air temperature itself. We're very close to it. So when you get out the door, it's basically going to feel like that number that you're picking up here from KCTV5 when you watch, of course, Storm Track 5 in our weather forecast. So take that into consideration to plan your days. We are looking at high UV rays. I'm going to throw that up into the forecast for you for today, but I can tell you that when it comes down to the stretch in the outlook, it's basically the exact same UV ray index we'll see for the next 3 days. I'm going to see if I can find this. My goodness, I've got so many graphics. It's kind of crazy. Give me 2 seconds here, friends, and we're going to find it, and we're going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you the easy way. Found it. It's coming. Taking a quick time. There it is. 8.1 today. Think our UV rays actually go up to 11. So we're getting there on the high side. 45-minute burn time, pretty solid for us. I think the highest we get is going to be on Saturday at 8.3. And it still carries at about a 45-minute burn time. So slap it on sunscreen if you're going to be heading out to Renfest right? And you're going to be out there for hours and hours and hours with the kids and hanging out with everybody and getting your turkey leg on as you should at Renfest, then you definitely want to slap on that sunscreen. Make sure that you protect your skin from it. I've got the forecast for it, actually. Let's go ahead and pop that in. It's like every, each day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And since Renfest is basically within the metro, you're going to just about see the same air temperature overall. It's anywhere from mostly clear to partly cloudy skies overall, with the temperatures remaining in those lower 90s. Remember that Labor Day Monday is more likely going to feel like 98 degrees out the door. All right, so just be prepared for that. But there's a lot going on out there even today. Even today, there's so many things that we need to discuss. We need to coffee talk about this like right now. So let's first and foremost start off with a big one. It is First Friday. Big deal there. And there's your kind of hour by hour temperature trend as we move into the afternoon. And it looks great. Lunchtime, which is happening here in just about an hour, 9 minutes. We've got 80 degrees. The wind is out of the south-southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. It's a solid kind of lunchtime break period to find a restaurant with some outdoor seating. Moving into the final bell for the kids, 85 degrees. They can head out on the buses. They can walk. They can bicycle themselves back home. It's not too aggressively hot out there, but, we're going to get above average. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 86 degrees. But by 4:30, we should hit our official high of about 87 degrees. It should still feel like 87. We shouldn't have ourselves any kind of an aggressive heat index overall. What else is going on here? We've got a Royals game that we can discuss. Oh, here's one that we should definitely talk about. This one's coming up and loading up here. All those high school football fans, Friday Night Lights, friends. And that's happening, starting you off basically around 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, and we should be around the lower 80s. By the time we get to the fourth quarter, we're looking at about 9 or 10 p.m. in the evening, and we drop those temperatures down into the mid-70s. Very, very comfortable. The wind is going to be just enough to get that light breeze going. I think it's going to be a very enjoyable situation with the atmosphere as you enjoy the atmosphere of the game if you're heading out there to one of the football games out there. Let me go into the pool forecast overall, because this is going to give you a range today of the air temperatures across the metro and the region just as a whole. I'm going to call for a range of 85 in our cooler spots, all the way up to about 90, possibly even 91. And that'll be further south off around Lacine, Butler area, maybe off around Garnett. Our southern counties are basically going to see that warmer kind of weather overall. But again, still holding to that south-southeast wind. How about a lake forecast? Let's give you that, because that's a big deal. This is a weekend that I could see everybody hanging out over at maybe Smithville Lake, which is the forecast that you're seeing right now, or perhaps heading out to the Lake of the Ozarks. But our local lakes, just remember, we're going to be in these lower 90s. Now, when it comes down to the humidity, it's a whole different story as you get close to a large body of water, such as a lake, okay? When it comes down to humidity, you're going to get humidity every single day. All right, if you're in the downtown area, you don't have a massive body of water, you're dealing with the air and where the moisture content is within the air hour by hour by hour, which is not much. But since you're very close to a body of water and you've got evaporation constantly occurring, you're going to have a lot more moisture content concentrated around those lakes. So, for example, 92 degrees at around maybe a Smithville Lake. You're most likely going to feel more like 100 degrees out the door. Sunday, 93, most likely between 100 and 103 degrees. And the same thing can be said as we move on into our Labor Day Monday. Let's move on over towards Lake of the Ozarks. Get down to the south here, because I know you guys are probably hitting the roadways and heading out there pretty early here once you get done with the work or getting done with school. And it's actually cooler in a couple of spots, upper 80s and lower 90s. But again, big body of water, you're going to get humidity every single day in these locations instead of the drier trend that doesn't necessarily give us a heat index. So Lake of the Ozarks, 89. It's going to feel more like 99, 92 degrees on Sunday, more closer to 101-ish. 88 degrees on Monday. It could be more likely around 98, 99 degrees. I wouldn't be surprised if we push it to 100 degrees. It's just depending on how much more cloud cover we see on that area when we get into our Monday afternoon. That's going to really drive the heat and the feel-like temperatures. So just take that into consideration. It will feel hotter in these areas if you're not like moving, on those lakes and, getting that airflow going to cool you off or taking a dip in the lake just in general. I'm going to go and show you a couple more. I'm going to show you one we haven't really discussed a whole lot, but this is just one of them that's happening tonight. 7 p.m. Casey Kern against the Angel Cities league there, and they're looking at clear skies over at Mercy, and temperatures are looking phenomenal as we make it down towards the end of the game, at the end of the match here. 77, 9 p.m., 75 degrees at around 10 o'clock. I've got one more graphic that I want to show you that I can carry through if I can find it. And it would be for the K. And you know what? I think I have to go into my main weather hit here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Slowly finding it all. There it is. There it is. It was sliding up on me. It was trying to hide from me out there. So this is the K for tonight. 7:10, 83 degrees for the first pitch. 74 degrees when you get done with it. And we're still looking at a south to southeast wind at about 10 miles per hour against the Sox. I think that's how you say it. Is it Sox? Red Sox? Pack the car and have it yard? Am I doing that right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the fact that we've got this forecast for you. It's looking great here. If you're going to be hitting the roads here soon, just an FYI, we've had some serious issues on I-70 lately. We've had some backups out there, especially over towards Arrowhead into central Missouri. So heads up to that. You might be in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Just be prepared for it. And remember, want to give yourself that time over at the airport just in case. You never know if you need it for those long lines when it comes down to security. But for more details on what in the world that Labor Day has to offer us, not only here in Kansas City, but across the country, and how it may affect us locally, you know who we're going to talk to. That's not me. Oh, that's Janae. She's got it all going on. Janae, to you.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. I'm going to mute myself because I'm actually still muted.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Greg. We're going to take a live look looking at LAX once again, and you can see, like Greg mentioned earlier, that there are a lot of people that are starting to line up at the airport, dropping people off and preparing for their flights. Happy Labor Day weekend to everyone. Happy Friday and happy first day of September. Again, you are looking at a live look from LAX right now, where we are currently seeing the most traffic as travelers prepare to take on the holiday weekend. Now, the long Labor Day weekend is already underway for millions of Americans that will be taking to the roads as well as taking to the skies. TSA predicts the last getaway of the summer will be one of the busiest. More than 148 million Americans are planning to leave home this Labor Day weekend, and you can see that number here on your screen. That's more than half of the adults in the country. Most Americans will be driving to their destination this Labor Day weekend, and we do know that we have been following flights out of KCI. So if you are planning to fly today or in the coming days, I have been tracking it all here at the live desk. And I do want to take a look at what we're seeing right now, just so you can see it here for yourself as far as flight information. Let's see here. Let's turn directly to that website now here on your screen. Good news. We have not seen a lot of delays. We have seen a few. They have now passed by, so hopefully those travelers have gotten on board. But right now, as you can see here on your screen, all of the flights are on time this morning. So that is good news, but definitely as you head into the holiday weekend, if you're planning on taking to the skies, you definitely want to make sure you are checking your flight status before heading out of the door and heading to the airport. Whether you're going to be leaving Kansas City or you are coming back and you're watching us from a different state, hello to you. But that is not the only story that we are following here at the live desk this morning. There's a lot going on this weekend, like Greg mentioned. And so with that being said, I do want to start off with this. We are celebrating an annual event this weekend. The Irish Fest is officially legal. Now, today the annual event kicks off for the 21st year. It is to commemorate the occasion. Anyone who has turned 21 this year is invited to join the fun, and their first drink of the fest is for free. So that's pretty awesome. I know we had some people on our 9 a.m. show to talk about the Irish Fest turning 21 this year, 21 years in the making, and a lot to look forward to this weekend. They are not done just yet. Okay, so it will be going on today from 5 to 11. Again, this is the kickoff event underway today, and then it will go until Sunday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the Crown Center. There will be 8 stages, children's activities, Irish culture, whiskey tastings, comedy shows, shopping, art in the park, Irish breakfast, and so much more. So there is a lot to look forward to if you plan on attending this festival this weekend. And this may not be new to you. You may have been attending the last 21 years, or maybe you went last year, but good news, it all kicks off again today. And it is turning 21. And hey, like I mentioned, if you turn 21 this year, be sure to bring your ID, drink responsibly, and you have a drink on the house. Now, this year, they are expecting 60,000 people. So I think my best advice for you all, if you're planning on going to that event today, definitely you want to get there early as far as parking and just making sure you take in everything, because it looks like it is going to be packed. I also want to take a look at another event that will be taking place today, something that I know a lot of people have been looking forward to, and you can see that now here on your screen coming in from the Kansas City Chiefs Twitter page. This is now coming in from social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. You can see that now here on your screen. The Chiefs are celebrating its championship run tonight and new season. First Fridays with the Chiefs is officially back. You see that excitement there. Plus, the Lombardi will be at Mildred's. Also, a mural will be unveiled. So you can find all of that information by heading to our website, kctv5.com. And also, don't forget that a banner for the Kansas City Chiefs will be put up at noon at Union Station, so you can get some photos there. A lot to look forward to. And you also can check out some portraits from some local businesses and art. First Fridays, it's just fun in general, but the fact that we are now looking ahead to the football season that officially gets underway for the Kansas City Chiefs starting next Thursday, and then we have Red Wednesday next week. So there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of excitement going into this First Friday. So if you can attend, definitely want to make sure you get out there and do that. I believe it's going on from 5 to 9 p.m. tonight. So definitely get out there and participate. But like Greg mentioned, there's a lot going on this weekend, and it may be hard to decide exactly what you want to do because there's only so much time within the holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend. But hey, I'm here to tell you all about it and give you all of your options. And we're actually going to take a look at some old video that we have from last year, some file video. But again, this event is getting underway again this year. The Kansas City Renaissance Festival returns this weekend for the 46th year in Bonner Springs, Kansas. The festival started back in September of 1979 to support the Kansas City Art Institute, and since then it's been known as the Trip Through Time, where people will learn history and even watch entertainment like the one you're seeing here on your screen. And it's open to all ages. You see that little young one sitting on her dad's shoulders. So it's open to everyone, and it's an experience that you definitely should check out if you are going to be in the Kansas area this weekend. And we're learning now that rain or shine, the events will be open starting tomorrow and will run until October 15th. And you can always head to their website, the Renaissance Festival, to learn more information about what you need to know if you're going to be heading to this event and how long it will be going on as far as time-wise. But it will kick off officially tomorrow, and it will be going on until October 15th. So a very long time. And yeah, like I said, if you can't check it out this weekend, you definitely have some time to do it within the next few weeks up until before we kick off Halloween. So you have some time there, a lot of time to look forward to that. So, well, speaking of Renaissance, the last story that we will be talking about today is 1 month. We are looking 1 month ahead to October 1st. Take a look at this story. We are officially 1 month away to the Renaissance tour. Beyonce is gearing up for her final stop of the tour here in Kansas City, and she will headline as well as act as her own opening act at Arrowhead on Sunday, October 1st. And her one birthday wish, she has asked fans to wear silver during the final tour dates. And like I mentioned, this will be the final stop. So if you are planning to go to this concert, I know that there are still tickets available right now, but if you are planning to go to this concert, definitely you want to make sure you are grabbing on to your silver as well. So with all of that being said, I do want to end off with what we started with, taking a look at this graphic that we just received here into the KCTV5 newsroom. You can see it there on your screen. More than 148 million people are expected to travel this Labor Day weekend. So if you are planning to leave, whether that is taking to the skies or to the roads, you definitely want to make sure you were doing that this morning before 11 a.m. So it's 11 a.m. now, but you definitely want to make sure you get out the earliest that you can, because a lot of people are going to be planning to leave after work today or even starting at 2 p.m. So to beat the traffic and to beat the congestion at the airports, give yourself enough time to really get yourself together and to get through security if you're going to be at the airports, or whether it's looking for parking at the airports. Definitely take all of that into consideration, because we are officially marking the last official days of the summer as we head into the Labor Day weekend. Again, taking a live look at LAX right now, you can see it is very packed there, and we expect a lot more cars to make their way through this area, as well as KCI, where flights are still on time. Not seeing many delays or cancellations, but of course, if we see any major developments, we will be sure to keep you all updated here at KCTV5. If we don't speak until then, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Be safe, and of course, KCTV5 will keep you posted on the latest breaking news and notifications. Be sure to download the KCTV5 News app.